Oh, yes, I'm so excited for this topic. I think we accurately predicted when Corey Anderson knocked out Johnny Walker that he was just going to get overlooked for a title shot. And it was true. Per Brett Okamoto, Corey Anderson, and Jan Blachowicz is in the works for a rematch to headline February 15th in New Mexico. You know, that great market for Corey Anderson and Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah.
New Mexico.
Where does Corey Anderson train, by the way?
Does he train in Albuquerque? That'd be the only reason it would make sense.
That's where I was thinking. Is he a Jackson guy?
But then it's Albuquerque, bro. Like, why do you want to fight in Albuquerque? Like, honestly.
Well, Albuquerque is a hotbed of MMA.
Yeah, but I mean, let's think about it. In pure money making perspective, you have a John Jones title fight on the line, where he does like a $6 million gate. He does a decent pay per view buy rate, obviously, because it's John Jones. But you get Jan Blachowicz in a fight night in New Mexico instead, without the gate, without the pay per view, without the title fight, in a rematch. When honestly, the Johnny Walker fight was a breakout moment for Corey Anderson. It was the moment you can argue that you can realistically go and promote now a Corey Anderson John Jones fight.
Yeah, that was perfect. And Corey Anderson has already kind of had this back and forth sort of like social media feud with John Jones stemming from UFC 232 being relocated and Corey Anderson fighting Alir Latifi on that card. Mm-hmm. So you had some sort of built-in storyline already, like if you have to promote a storyline, like it was there already. And Corey Anderson should have got a title shot before. Like, I'm sorry. I know you definitely slammed this when I was on this show longer. It was ahead of I think it was ahead of UFC 230 when they put where they put together Cormier versus Derek Lewis. And I was saying, like, give Cormier, let Cormier defend the light heavyweight belt again. Mm-hmm. And I say put Corey Anderson in front of him. Like, that time he had two or three fight win streak. It was the best active streak or something of someone ranked that high. Like, all right, let's do it. Let's give it to him. Like, mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily saying I need to see that fight, but okay, he kind of earned it. Throw him in there.
I didn't like that at the time.
Yeah, you didn't. You definitely hit the on that. So yeah, you definitely hit that. But see, this
at that time, no, that was bad. That was a bad matchup.
It was a rightful.
It made sense.
Yeah, it was a rightful challenger.
So,
meritocracy. Forgive me. Shit. I care about sporting integrity. What do you care about, Mr. Hunter?
Yeah, Derek Lewis just came back from like a great knockout win on like a Volkanovski, right? Heading into the DC fight. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but respect. Yeah. But actually, this was before. I think it was before the Lewis fight was official. When it was just kind of like, what do you do with Daniel Cormier? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
digressing from that.
Yeah. So what were we talking about?
Corey Anderson. Is he a guy that goes to Bellator as soon as possible, or like anywhere else because he just doesn't feel like he's valued?
I think so. I think you look at what Ryan Bader has done in Bellator. It makes perfect sense. God,
he's gonna get Ryan Bader. That's just what's with the UFC having a division historically that's been the golden division for MMA. 205 historically has been the best division and the most profitable division for MMA, and yet the UFC routinely just doesn't know how to handle contenders and prospects. Why is there like this huge disconnect? And I'll be honest, I feel this way on matchmaking as a whole lately. That there's just I saw recently some posts online on Twitter, and it was like a Yahtzee gif, and like, this is UFC matchmaking right now. I'm like, that's true. Like, it does seem a little bit like that at times where they're just throwing the dart at the wall and seeing, okay, these are two names together, boom, boom. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We're gonna make this fight.
I think two reasons. One, Corey Anderson has been very vocal about his displeasure on being in the UFC right now. Dana got very combative when asked about what to do with Corey Anderson. Him calling for a title shot, saying, give me the shot or cut me. And after he smoked Johnny Walker, and it was the perfect time to just give it to him. I think it's a combination of trying to kind of bury him, and then on top of that, Jan Blachowicz he just had probably the most boring main event of the year so far against Jacare. So when you do that, you almost trying to keep these guys busy. You just keep them busy to keep them away from the belt, keep them away from a high profile main event. And as unfair as it seems to Corey Anderson, even Jan Blachowicz, because Jan Blachowicz has made a very impressive run as of late. Jan Blachowicz has looked fantastic, although that last fight was not exactly the fight that I'm gonna happily rewatch when it's time to tape study. You know, he's looked pretty damn good lately. So you could even throw him in for a title shot, and it makes perfect sense. So these are two guys for one reason or another. One coming off of a pretty boring fight, the other one pissing off the UFC. They say, okay, these two guys aren't exactly on our list of favorites right now, so let's throw them together. If something exciting emerges, all right, maybe that person will get the winner of Johnny Walker and Dominic Reyes. Oh, by the way, if Reyes wins, so we're probably going to do an immediate rematch, so whatever.
Shout out to, I'm assuming it's Matthew Wells slipping the podcast in the chat saying not capitalizing on Corey's knockout to earn a title shot is ridiculous. Agree. Go back and watch Jan versus Corey 1 and try to stay awake. It's rough.
Exactly. Yeah. Like and that's another thing. I'm glad you Matt Wells, that is Matt the Greater, to say that that was foul. Do that right in your house too. That was foul.
Bro.
I don't apologize neither because that was kind of fly. But to not only then throw this, to like have this random like, okay, throw a dart against a board scenario with matchmaking, and then when those darts are thrown together and it's like, oh wow, this is a rematch. We're main eventing a undercard fight that was pretty garbage.
Now to play devil's advocate, Dominic Reyes did pick up a notable win
that he did against an unranked guy.
He did no.
Again, unranked in light heavyweight.
Yeah, former middleweight champion Chris Weidman. And obviously that was a dramatic KO win. Maybe not to this similar fashion to...
Yeah, it was close enough.
Yeah, in terms of entertainment and violence factor.
First round knockouts,
yeah.
They were like, oh shit, that happened.
Yeah. And I think clearly the UFC has liked Chris Weidman for a very long time. Right? They love those guys. Like the Chris Weidman, Frankie Edgar group. You can tell the UFC loves them. Mm-hmm. Right? You can just tell Dana White that's his boys. And I think since Reyes got the win over one of his guys, Dana White's guys, they gave him the shot, to be honest. I feel that. I have nothing to go on that. That's my gut instinct. While Johnny Walker was this huge Brazilian prospect they're marketing, Corey Anderson's a guy they haven't liked, has been talking shit about the UFC forever, beats this Brazilian prospect, a market that they've been trying to build new names and stars in for some time, beats him to a pulp within the first round. They're like, fuck Corey Anderson again. Let's give him Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah, that's
what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it feels like sort of revenge matchmaking. Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean we did say it was like, yeah. I think I tweeted this like right after Corey Anderson beat Johnny Walker at 244. I was like, and with that win, he has secured Dominic Reyes as the number one contender. You know,
yes.
we saw the writing on the wall, and here we are reading it.
The legitimate debate at the time was going to be like, was the UFC pick Johnny Walker or Dominic Reyes? Because those are obviously the two favored prospects at the light heavyweight division. And, you know, it's not surprising really because, like, think about like in boxing. Think about how many promoters there are within the top 10 of each division. There's 4 or 5, 6 different promoters all picking up and sharing names within the top 10 of a division. Largely, the UFC has a monopsony over the top 10s of MMA rankings. You know, there's the occasional Bellator name, occasional ONE name, occasional PFL name, but largely speaking, it's dominated by UFC fighters, right?
Right.
While I think the management load for matchmakers and a promoter overall to handle all those names and to meet all of their needs is difficult. To be sort of give the UFC a bone here, it must be actually difficult to try to promote everyone's interest within the top 10 of every division because you control the top 10 of every division. You know?
You can't make everybody
happy. Can't make everyone happy. It's just obvious when they have certain fighters that they clearly always give the short end of the stick.
Yeah, see,
that's the issue.
It's a difference between you can't make everybody happy to actively trying to make someone unhappy.
Yes,
like that's kind of the what we see and what we're seeing here. So
yeah, I just want to make that distinction because I do think that is an issue, honestly, with the UFC. That there is times where they clearly have too many names and too many characters, and they don't really know how to promote everyone at the same time.
No.
And it's kind of difficult to promote everyone at the same time. Imagine like lightweight. Think about all those different competing interests at lightweight. How do you handle and juggle that as a matchmaker and a promoter? It is difficult.
Yeah, you know what? I come to think of it too. Something that Dana said.
Now, Dana usually handles it very poorly when he says like "fuck these fighters" and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But just want to say that if a better man would handle it and still have difficult time with it, honestly.
He's not exactly known for his subtlety and finesse. As the Gina Carano negotiation show, he has the finesse of a sledgehammer and the precision of a chainsaw. So yeah, but anyway, one thing that he said thank you. One thing he said in the build up to the Mayweather-McGregor fight, how he enjoyed just being the promoter and just saying, "Oh, this is my guy, my guy to win."
You can tell it's easier,
and he seemed more enthusiastic. He seemed like he was actually having a good time instead of that, that grumpy, snarky vibe that he gives on the post fight pressures to us.
That okay boomer vibe.
Yeah, that he used to give to me way back when I was a credentialed media member. But anyway,
you were credentialed today. You cannot say this anymore.
I am.
You may be a free agent, but motherfucker, you were at an event today featuring Max Holloway.
I'm a high level fan.
By the way, we're both taking offers from any outlet out there. Not saying that we're a duo, but just saying that we could be.
We could be.
I mean,
we already kind of are.
Yeah, I'm just saying any outlet out there. If you get one of us, if you get both of us, it's a better deal. And I'm cheap.
Yeah, he'll.
Ant has more self pride. I'm a cheap whore.
Yeah. Oh man, the ways that joke could have gone. I'll just shut up. Next topic.
Pause.